A lot of controversy has surrounded the enigmatic King Solomon. Jews and Christians revere him as a wise and godly king in his earlier days, but view him as having fallen to pagan gods due to his overabundance of non-Israelite wives of different faiths. In contrast, many outside the realm of Christianity regard him as a powerful ruler who authored a branch of witchcraft, which has become one of the most renowned and prestigious forms of the practice. Christian scholars would hotly debate this topic, arguing that there are no authoritative writings on the subject and that the claims come from much later than Solomon's reign. Scholars contend that it is common for people seeking influence to attribute their teachings to a more popular authority like Solomon. Scholars contend that it is common for people seeking influence to attribute their teachings to a more popular authority like Solomon to lend their work credibility. While this is a frequent occurrence, there are pieces of evidence that still captivate our interest. However, we will show our research and let you decide who Solomon was and what wisdom he obtained. One undeniable fact is that Solomon is authoritatively associated with wisdom in the Bible. This association extends to the wise men who followed the star to the east to find the Christ child. The term wise is derived from wisdom, linking Solomon's esoteric understanding with the wise men's star knowledge. Additionally, the Bible associates Daniel with wisdom. He was appointed the head over all the magicians and astrologers of the Babylonian kingdom. Here are the references in Daniel. Daniel chapter 1 verse 4. Daniel, being among the children, in whom there was no blemish, but well-favored and skillful in all wisdom, and cunning in knowledge, and understanding in science, and such as had the ability in them to stand in the king's palace, and whom they might teach the learning and the tongue of the Chaldeans. Verse 20. And in all matters of wisdom and understanding, that the king inquired of them, he found them 10 times better than all the magicians and astrologers that were in all his realm. Daniel chapter 2 verses 48 states, Then the king made Daniel a great man, and gave him many great gifts, and made him ruler over all the province of Babylon, and chief of the governors over all the wise men of Babylon. These can be uncomfortable scriptures for some, given many Christians' aversion to astrology, placing Daniel, a revered prophet, as the best and the leader of the group of wise men skilled in these arts. Yet we should delve into the biblical idea of wisdom even more, especially since traditions link Solomon as the author of Proverbs. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 13 through 20, NIV version. 13. Blessed are those who find wisdom, those who gain understanding. For she is more profitable than silver and yields better returns than gold. She is more precious than rubies. Nothing you desire can compare with her. Long life is in her right hand. In her left hand are riches and honor. Her ways are pleasant ways, and all her paths are peace. She is a tree of life to those who take hold of her. To those who hold her fast will be blessed. By wisdom the Lord laid the earth's foundations. By understanding he set the heavens in place. By his knowledge the watery depths were divided, and the clouds let drop the dew. Notice the association of wisdom with she, a feminine pronoun. This personification emphasizes the value and nurturing nature of wisdom, portraying it as a source of life and prosperity. Some scholars, like Margaret Barker, take this further and make a biblical case for the divine feminine. However, we will stick to our specialty in decoding symbolism and the cosmos. It's fair to say that knowledge is a more masculine trait, and wisdom a more feminine trait. As discussed more in depth in our video, The Zodiac Secrets Concealed in the Garment of the High Priest, we explain the workings of the left and the right brain. Knowledge is more rooted in the analytical left brain, while wisdom, the key to understanding and perceiving symbolism, is more of a feminine right brain quality. It's for reasons like this that you see many astronomers, predominantly males, scoff at astrology. On the opposite side of the spectrum, women who are single, actively dating, and pursuing men are often very interested in personality types and astrology. We had an acquaintance recently go on a first date with a woman. She asked him his astrology sign right at the start of dinner. He answered her, and immediately she said, "Thank you very much," and then walked out of the restaurant. Perhaps she should have asked him his zodiac sign before they made dinner plans. Returning to the subject at hand, the wisdom of Solomon, our scriptural argument is that he wasn't only a dominant left brain male, but had both sides of his brain active, given that he was blessed with wisdom. He would have been the type to not just understand the stars and their placements, but also their symbolic meanings. Blessed with the wisdom of the right brain, Solomon would have understood symbolic archetypes and their poles, contradictions, and paradoxes embedded in the universe. These concepts are difficult to grasp for those who don't have their right brain activated. A renowned example of Solomon's thinking outside of the box in a very unconventional right-brained way is the settlement of the dispute between two mothers, both claiming to be the true mother of the surviving child. In this famous story, Solomon proposed to resolve the dispute by threatening to divide the child in half, offering each woman a part. The true mother, driven by her love for the child, immediately offered to give him up to save his life, revealing her genuine maternal bond. Solomon then declared her the rightful mother and returned the child to her. The concept of the true mother is a zodiacal theme engraven in the stars above. This theme is embodied when the sun aligns with the constellation Cancer, the crab. The crab carrying its home on its back symbolizes the nurturing warmth and love of a mother, as Cancer initiates the warmth of the summer season. As Solomon demonstrated wisdom in understanding opposites and paradoxes, the constellation opposite Cancer is Capricorn. Capricorn, embodying multiple meanings, can represent fatherhood among other concepts. It signifies the onset of winter, a season where most plant life dies, blanketed by frost and snow. This represents coldness and death, which symbolize punishment and suffering, the stark contrast to the nurturing warmth of Cancer, the mother. So Solomon's threat to divide the child, in cosmic terms, relates to the child of the Zodiac, Aries, which lies exactly between Cancer and Capricorn in the sky. This act was meant to reveal the true mother, Cancer, from the one who is merely suffering, Capricorn. Notably, these signs, along with Libra, the scales of balance and justice, are the 4 cardinal constellations in the sky. These 4 signs represent a holy order, embodying a cosmic family. Solomon seemed aware of this knowledge and used it to his advantage. The true mother embodied the unconditional love of the Cancer archetype, while the suffering woman aligned with the opposite theme of Capricorn, choosing to make the other woman suffer alongside her. When discussing cardinal points like Cancer, the mother, and Capricorn, the father, it's crucial to see them as opposite pillars, symbolizing 2 contrasting magnetic forces. In the construction of Solomon's temple, the king commissioned 2 renowned pillars to adorn the temple's entrance. Building upon this concept, the occult world makes significant claims about Solomon, treating him as the father of their magical knowledge. It is true that Moses, as the predecessor to Solomon, did not have 2 pillars at the entrance of his tabernacle in the wilderness. This feature seems to be a unique implementation by Solomon in his temple. This evidence points to Solomon's reputation as a master of occult knowledge, given that the Kabbalistic tree of life, which is central to many occult ideologies, is built on the concept of these 2 pillars, named respectively Jachin and Boaz. Yet is there any evidence that Solomon implemented magical practices beyond having 2 symbolic pillars? Before examining the evidence, we must disclose that magical realms don't have much power without an understanding of astrology. This is why you'll see magicians and astrologers mentioned together in the book of Daniel. To find evidence of magic, we need to look for those who use astrology and the Zodiac. We find something very curious in 2 Chronicles chapter 9, verses 17 through 19. Solomon's throne. Then the king made a great throne, covered with ivory and overlaid with pure gold. The throne had 6 steps, and a footstool of gold was attached to it. On both sides of the seats were armrests, with a lion standing beside each of them. 12 lions stood on the 6 steps, one at either end of each step. Nothing like it had ever been made for any other kingdom. The mention of 12 lions is intriguing, as it mirrors the 12 signs of the Zodiac, yet it places all 12 symbols around the throne as the lion, aligning the full force of the Zodiac with Leo the lion. Today we recognize Leo as a symbol of power, wealth, royalty, passion, romance, and fame. Yet this is not all. Solomon had 6 steps to the throne. Jupiter, considered the sixth planet from the Sun, is the largest and most expansive planet, often seen as an omen of power and expansion. The Greeks and Romans also understood this, creating myths of a deity who expanded his lineage far and wide. By combining these symbols, Solomon created a throne designed to manifest and expand his fame. This aligns with the context of a chapter in the Bible where the Queen of Sheba visits him. Solomon greatly impresses her, leading to increased fame, riches, and abundance, all symbolized on his throne. We may not be able to verify all of the magical claims associated with Solomon, such as the idea of Michael the archangel gifting him a magical ring, or Solomon binding and controlling spirits for various tasks, as many ancient writings from different faiths claim. However, Solomon's reign is undoubtedly one of legend. Even today, after thousands of years, his name resonates. Jesus himself felt compelled to make a comparison between Solomon's glory and God's works, emphasizing the greatness of God. Jesus put God above, but also acknowledged Solomon's glory. In Luke chapter 12, verses 27, King James Version, it says, "Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you, that Solomon in all his glory was not arrayed like one of these."